Hello. We're going to show you here the prerequisites for the AVS Gen 2 deployment. So one of the first things that you should do is review the design considerations. So those design considerations are going to change, but there is some limitations that you need to make sure that you are aware. The other important thing when it comes to Gen 2 is that when you are selecting quota, make sure that you select AB64 because it's the only node available for Gen 2.
In terms of the network design, there is another video that goes through this in great detail, but part of the prerequisites is going to be creating a VNet, making sure the address space in that VNet has enough space where you are able to assign a /22 subnet to Azure VMware solution during the deployment. Additionally, in your design, you need to make sure that Azure VMware solution and the virtual network that you're creating are both in the same resource group. So now let's get into enabling the service principals. All right, first thing we're going to do, and these can be done in any order. We're just going to do it in this order. First thing we're going to do is enable the service principal. Service principals are found within Microsoft Entra ID. So you're going to search your environment, find Microsoft Entra ID, which is something that's there. It may or may not be in the top row. If it's not there, just type it into the search. It is there. Nothing you have to deploy. So you're going to select that. Once you're into the overview section, you're going to type what is going to be seen here on the video, which is AVS Fleet. You're going to select that. And in our environment, it's already enabled. But what you're going to want to do is go into the properties, make sure that that toggle is set to yes, as you can see here in the bottom arrow, and then hit save in the top left. You're going to repeat this process for the second service principal you need to do. You need to enable. So you're going to search for AZS VIS, go through the same process, properties. If it's not enabled, make sure you enable it, hit save. All right, after that, you got to check your, go to your subscription, go to your, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go into your subscription and you're going to make sure you have the right level of access in the subscription to be able to deploy Azure VMware solution. So as you can see here, we have contributor role assigned. In the documentation, it does state that you need owner or user access administrator, but what we found is that contributor level, like in AVS Gen 1, allows you to do everything you need to do. If you run into any problems, I would then default back to what the documentation says, which is owner or user access administrator.
Okay, the next step that you will need to do, like in Gen 1, is make sure that the resource providers are enabled at the subscription level. So you can look for resource provider on the left on your subscription blade, and then on the filter, you're gonna see all your resource provider, and make sure that you look first for Microsoft AVS. As you can see, in our environment is already enabled, but if you hit the toggles, you can enable if it's not enabled for your environment. The other resource provider you will need to enable is Microsoft Bare Metal. So make sure that both resource providers are enabled before you try to deploy AVS, because if not, you will get an error. The last step is make sure that you have quota to enable to deploy AVS. The AVS quota, the default quota is 0. So you need to request quota. That's a support request that you will need to do, and there is a link on the description of this video on how to do it. This is how it's gonna look like in your environment once the quota is already available for you, and if you have any AVS deployed at all.